Plaintiff Allison Doherty says when she became friends with the defendant, she thought he was trustworthy. But she later discovered he was a convicted felon who lied about being a television producer. She's suing him for his cell phone. Defendant Jesse Salazar insists he is a freelance producer for various networks, and Allison is just jealous of him because he has 20,000 Instagram followers. He's countersuing for headphones and stolen money.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
I first met Jesse Salazar on the Kenosha City bus. We started talking. I thought he was trustworthy. He was nice at first.
On the bus?
On the Kenosha City bus.
I mean, how did you determine that just on a bus ride that he was trustworthy?
Because he was always on the city bus just riding around, and we started talking.
Anybody that just rides around on the bus, they're up to no good. I'll just be honest. And not much sightseeing in the world. Go ahead.
We had some mutual friends, and I thought he was trustworthy. And after I had loaned him the cell phone, I found out he is a convicted felon for stalking worthless checks over $2,500 and hit and run. He says his foster mom died. I'm not quite sure if that's true.
That is correct.
And
why would you question that?
Because he says his foster mom gave him a lot of money, and then after he told us that, he was selling t-shirts to cover his funeral costs.
Unfortunately, he took it to the strip club and made it rain. That's what he did with that money.
Because then he claimed he was this NBC producer from this show.
I know he looked familiar.
And he says he works for CNN. He's from TNZ in Los Angeles.
Okay, and TMZ is one of the shows that is produced by the same Warner Brothers division.
Correct.
So
He said correct.
yeah, he says correct. Boy, why are you doubting the man? Go
Because
ahead.
he says he does that, but his last known job, I heard him say, was he was driving Uber in Kenosha.
Many people are taking second jobs driving Uber.
Because then he also does
Man,
drugs.
he looked like a successful career man to me. You work for who? Let's name them all. Who you work
First
for?
off, I freelance for various networks. I'm a short film actor. I've been on various shows.
What type of freelancing work do you
video
do?
production assistant, producing. Used to work for Choose Chicago, which is out of McCormick Center. Used to work under an individual who currently works for a different network, which is his own company.
Okay.
All
right, man, he sounds like he's definitely in the industry. And like most people in the industry, they throw something on it. You know, they stretch it a little bit. But, you know, you can't get in the entertainment industry and not find a liar, entertainment or politics.
I have proof right here stating
what?
he was an election fraud, and he was going to give me the $900 for the phone.
Okay, well, I don't know what you're talking about a phone. That's when you're going to have to get into the specifics. But I just wanted to clear his reputation up. Do you act as if the man is just a no good, low down, broke, unemployed bum? And he's a man, it's very hard to get a single job, production assistant or any other type of job in this industry. Very difficult, behind the scene, in front of the scene, because they're probably, and young folks, everybody want to be an actor or an entertainer, working in the background. If you only have, I think television has 50 to 100 shows at one time, and each might have a staff of 50. And you got 500,000 people majoring in communications and video productions who want those jobs. Wow. And so that's the odds. And so to have a job, that's why you hear, maybe you all don't, but I always thought it was strange when I came and began in entertainment and folks started saying, what you up to? Oh, I'm working. Like it was a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal.
You're supposed to be working. Are y'all otherwise lazy? What do you mean? Oh, I'm working, but come to find out, that's a big deal because 90% of the folks in their profession are not working at a particular time. So, ma'am, he's achieved a lot, and I believe he's done some of what he says because he knows what he's talking about. But I don't know. Once again, this is Hollywood, and they throw something on top of everything. But I'll get to him with some background, and then your $900 for the cell phone. Yes, sir.
So I thought I could trust the individual, which is Allison and her mother. They started to become very decisive. She began telling people that I was her lover.
Wait a minute.
She was my lover.
That is
and
not
then,
true at
it's
all.
very false and misleading
He didn't say
information.
anything while you
She
were
is
speaking,
a
ma'am. Please be
psychological
quiet.
person. She is definitely a liar for a fact. She is not my lover. This is my kind of woman.
Hold
She
on,
is not
sir,
my
that's
kind
a
of woman.
contradiction. She gives facts and she's a liar. Which one is it? Either
I would
it's
say
a
both.
fact that she's a liar. It's a fact that she's
It is
a
a
liar.
fact that she is a liar because
That's
she
a
is a liar. She is
contradiction.
a psychological terrorist. She knows what she's capable of. This freckle pickle-headed woman
Watch
is
it
not.
now.
is
You don't
not
want me
my
to talk
kind of
about
person.
you. Don't do any name calling, slickhead. Don't do any. I don't allow that in my courtroom. I stick up for people because I'm real good at playing the dozens.
Yeah.
Real good at talking crazy.
But-
I do this for a living every day. And it ain't acting. That's your thing, acting. This ain't no act. So, did I defend you well enough? You're happy for did I do a good job? All right, so we won't have to worry about no name calling no more, I promise you.
Thank you.
All right, sir. Did you date her or not?
No, I did not. No.
Why would the woman claim that?
She's getting a little jealous of my Instagram following, which does have over
No.
20,000 followers.
That is not
I'm a very successful Instagrammer as well as a YouTuber. My videos have been seen over hundreds of thousands of times. She asked me to do a video. I declined just because she wasn't my kind of entertainment.
No, that is not true.
So then I just don't understand what this is all about. She was like wearing her hoodie.
either, 'cause as much
she was
as
wearing
you-
a hoodie. And like walking around with sunglasses like she was some Hollywood star. Like who like sits on the bus and monitors like she's like, I don't understand. Like I don't work
sir.
for the city.
Okay, sir,
so-
we got you. You big, real big. You got 20,000 Instagram. You producer. You this. Ooh, you big. Now tell me how he couldn't pay $900 about this cell phone, ma'am. Why are you suing him, Mr. Big?
Had lent him the cell phone because he told me he broke his phone and he needed to borrow it for a week. I agreed to that. A week went by, I asked him for the phone back. He continued to say he wanted to buy it from me and he was going to give me $900.
His last response was what?
No, he said okay.
Okay,
Because my
let me
mom
hear from you.
messaged
Let me
him.
see what text messages you have, and I'll
There's this and
take
then
a
that's
look
what he says.
and weigh them against his testimony. Sorry, what do you want to tell me about this $900 phone? She says you agreed to pay her for, and
Well,
you have not.
I did have my right intentions to pay her after I went to Verizon Wireless, which is my carrier. They did not import the phone over to my name because the phone was locked and it was being financed, and that I had to take it to the rightful owner, which is not Allison, it is her sister's.
How do you know?
I spoke with Sprint, and they said that I would have to speak with her sister.
Her sister could have put it in her name.
there's
Her
no
sister
proof.
could have put it in her name. You don't know who the rightful owner is.
Because she told me it was her sister's.
Is this your sister's or not?
my
Even
phone.
if
My
it
sister
was her
gave me the
sister's,
phone.
even if it was, if her sister gave it to her or gave her permission to represent her on behalf of the phone, that's your only defense. What about the $900? You can't afford the $900, Mr.
I can afford the
Big.
$900, but I'm not going to
Well
give,
then,
I'm not
Mr.
going to give the
Big.
phone to someone.
Well, why did
who-
you say you would? Oh my God, I got to give you $900. Look at that, Mr. Big. Mr. Big. What happened? Have a good day, Mr. Big. Judgment for the plaintiff. Yours is dismissed for perjury. Ooh, you big, real big.
So what are you gonna tell people now, Jesse?
I want to tell you that she is the biggest con artist ever. Stay away from her. She knows what she's doing. For those who are in the industry, actor, producer, freelancer, stay away from her because she'll ride you out of your money if she attempts to.
That's funny because you just told the judge you could afford the $900.
Of course I can afford the $900. I have more money than what you have. You will always
It's
ride the bus for
okay.
the rest of your life. I have a
Okay.
wonderful car and a wonderful life. You
I
are
think
just
you
a
stole that
pathological
car.
liar. It's
Okay.
BS. You don't know what the hell you're
Okay.
talking about.
That's okay.
Get lost. Adios. Love you
you.
all.